read it to yourself. I can explain how the setting of a story contributes to the theme. Now, we have talked about this before. We're going to talk about it one more time. That if I don't know every word in that learning target, is that learning target going to help me know what I'm doing? No. And it is there to guide my activity, to guide what it is I'm doing at that moment. So that when I walk out the door today, point to what I want you to know. There it is. Okay. If I don't understand what the learning target says, then it is not going to do me any good. So I need you to take a look at it, and let's pick out some words that you think folks might be having trouble with in that learning target. Can you tell me any words we might be having trouble with, or any words that you think are very important in that learning target today? Gabby?
Theme.
All right, theme. Let's talk about that word theme. Think for just a second. Do not raise your hand. Think for just a second about what theme is. What is theme? Don't raise your hand. What is theme? Try to talk to your neighbor about what theme is. Okay, raise your hand if you and your partner know what theme is. What is it, Marvy? A life lesson. It is a lesson I can learn from the text. What's another thing we have talked about with theme before, Alex?
It's like the moral of the story.
Kind of. There's another M word I'm thinking about. The author's trying to send us a what?
Message.
A message. It's the message that the author is telling us.
What about the main idea?
All right. Think for just a second. Message from the author. I'm glad Sebastian said that. He said, what about main idea? Don't raise your hand. Think. Main idea and theme. Think. How are those different? Don't say anything out loud. How is main idea different than theme? Theme is a life lesson or a message from the author. How's that different from main idea? Think. Don't raise your hand. Talk to your neighbor. All right, Sebastian, did you learn anything from your table?
Yes, Mom.
All right, what is main idea?
It's about like the characters and where they're at and what they're doing. And
Yeah, it's what's happening in
and
the
then
story. It's what the story's about.
And then what the main subject is in the book.
Yeah. So that's not the same thing as theme, is it?
No.
So theme is the lesson I can learn. I definitely have to infer theme, don't I? Very rarely is the theme going to be stated for me. And it's not like the main idea. I'm not talking about what's happening in the text. What is this text mostly about? I'm talking about the life lesson I can learn. Okay, so we already know that with these two poems today, we're going to be focused on the theme. Not what is the passage mostly about, what's the poem mostly about, but what's the life lesson I'm going to learn from these poems. All right? What else do you think is going to be important to us in these poems today based on the target? What else are we focused on? We're going to focus on the theme. What else are we going to focus on? Colton, what else?
Story contributes.
Okay, are you looking at the word contributes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Think for just a second. Something's going to contribute to the theme. Contribute? Think, don't raise your hand. If and I can't remember who it was, Ella, no, Wells, in the morning. She was going to raise money in her Happy New Year passage that she wrote. She was going to raise money for charity. I could contribute to her fund. Sometimes when you have a group conversation and you have a lot, don't raise your hand, you have a lot to say, you're going to contribute to the conversation. Raise your hand if you think you know what contribute is. What does that mean, Noah? Help. All right, help. Who's got another word? Say it out loud.
Be a part of.
Give. Be a part of. What about this? Do you think this works? What am I writing? Add to. I can add to the conversation. So something in my target is going to add to the lesson that I'm going to learn from these poems. What's another word that you think I better know in this in this target, Nina?
Setting.
Setting. All right, think. Don't raise your hand. me, those are the magic 3 words in the target today. Don't raise your hand. Think, what is setting? And it's more than where the story takes place. It's more than that. Shh, what is setting? Turn and talk to your neighbor. What is setting?
Where they are.
Alright, clap one. Hands up. Hands down. I heard where the story takes place. Yes or no?
Yes.
I heard when the story takes place. Yes or no?
Yes.
Who thinks they know number 3? We talked about 3 things when we learned about setting. It's where the story takes place. It can be when the story takes place. There's something else. Elliot? Tyler?
Is it a certain word for it?
I'm going to give you a clue.
I don't think it's.
I'm going to give you a clue. Karana in Island of the Blue Dolphins. We know her setting was an island. We kind of know when it was. And then it talked about how she was all alone.
The background.
She had no shelter, sort of remember we talked about the word environment.
The detail.
It's the environment where, and that's kind of like where,
What about the detail?
but it would be a lot of, all right, is it crowded or alone? What's the weather like? Now, if the word setting, if these things are going to contribute to my theme, oh my gosh, please be listening, then I'm going to learn a lesson from these poems. And what's going to help me learn the lesson? Something about the setting. Now that's weird because usually we know the setting, but we don't have to pay attention to it too much, and it always doesn't play a real important role in the story. It did with Island of the Blue Dolphins because she was choosing where to build her shelter. But in Wonder, think about that. The setting was school. Was that a huge deal that it was at a school? No.
But it was
The huge deal was the interactions between the characters, right? But in these 2 poems, apparently, the setting is going to play a big part in helping us to figure out the theme. Listen to what I want you to do. Pick up your pencil. I want you to rewrite the target in your own words, but you cannot use the circled words. Rewrite it. You can use anything I've written in pink. And you can use some of what I've written in blue, but you can't write the circled words in your target. Rewrite it, and then we're going to get going with what we're doing. So I can explain how the of a story, to the Raise your hand when you think you've got it. Okay. Yeah. Listen to Nina's real loud, Nina. Go.
I can explain how the environment of a story helped to the life lesson.
Help me understand the life lesson. Ella, loud.
I can explain how the environment of the story can add to the message from the author.
Can add to the message from the author. Sebastian, loud.
I can spot a life lesson, help, and environment in a story.
I think you had all the important words. I heard life lesson. Yeah, okay. Jack, last one, and then we got to move on. Go ahead.
I can explain the background of a story helps to the life lesson.
Helps me understand the life lesson. Now look at those 2 poems on the page. Here's your activity for the next few minutes. You're going to read these 2 poems. Apparently the setting's going to be really important to us. And I want you to figure out how does the setting of these 2 poems help me to understand the theme, and then I want you to come up with the theme. Do you understand what you're doing? Thumbs up if you got it. You're going to read these 2 poems, determine what the theme is, and write it on your paper. What is the theme? Not what are these poems mostly about? Shake your head no. Not what it, that's what? That's the main idea. What is the life lesson I can learn from these two poems? And what is it that's going to help you learn it?
Setting.
The setting. The setting of these two poems is going to help you learn the theme. So I want you to make a list of what you think the theme is, and then tell me how the setting helped you. You're working alone.
Start reading.
Go.
Start reading.